What is up and welcome back. Now, Golden, Colorado has definitely been one of the top cities that so many of you viewers out there have wanted to know more information on, and so we love covering this city. The last time we covered it, it was crazy with Taylor, one of our agents that we work with. There's paragliders coming down behind us. It was amazing. Maybe we'll talk about those activities more towards the end of this video. But let's go ahead and hop into Golden, Colorado. But we're going to be covering everything in regards to Golden, Colorado, pretty much covering all those basics, letting you guys know everything about this great city. Before we do so though, guys, this video, I'm not sure when it's going to post, but the Broncos just were awesome last night.
Did we just see our gear today?
Yeah, that's why we had the Rockets. Like, the Raiders is like our rival, so we're like, we have to make sure that we wear our Broncos gear to represent just a little bit, because we're weary with the new Bo Nix and everything. Hate to take it too much off topic, but we have to actually bring that up just a tiny bit.
All you Bronco fans out there, give us a thumbs up, okay? Because we deserve a good season.
Don't say that, because then all the Chiefs fans are going to give us a thumbs down.
If you're moving to Denver, you better hop on the bandwagon. Might as well. We might actually have a team to cheer for, so this will be good. All right, let's talk about where is Golden. Golden, it is very hard to talk anything bad about. I mean, even its proximity. So let's talk about where it is in comparison to Denver. So obviously you are going to, I guess you can go out Highway 6, and you can go west over to Golden. You can also access it if you were going up I-25 over to 70 and then Highway 58 over into kind of like the north side of Golden.
Like the downtown area, pretty much, yeah.
It is about 26 minutes from Denver, either direction. And the good thing is there is 2 access points into Golden. So if there are traffic, you know, on Highway 6 versus, you know, say I-70 and 58, like you do have multiple ways to get there, which is really nice. But it's about 26 minutes on average. If you're looking at, say, Boulder, it's only 30 minutes to Boulder. So you would obviously from Golden, actually probably the easiest way would go Highway 92, and you're going to go kind of just north and kind of drop into Golden that way. It's a beautiful drive.
It is,
because you're just going all along the foothills right there. It can get a little backed up because it's a smaller highway, but it is definitely like a very scenic route. And then let's see, DIA. You want to go over to travel if you're travelers like us. It's gonna be.
So hold on, you guys say DIA is though, because a lot of viewers might not know what it is.
Denver International Airport. So that's going to be our main airport here in Denver. It's obviously on the far east side. Actually, people joke that when you come into Denver, you don't really know you're there because you're kind of like surrounded by flatlands over by DIA. But if you wanted to go to DIA, the best, most convenient way is going to be I-70. You can expect a little traffic there depending on what time you're going to DIA, but it is going to be about a 38-minute drive. So that is something and that could change with traffic. So I will say that number pretty lightly because you are coming. That's one thing about being on the west side of town is you're going to be nuzzled up into those beautiful mountains, but you are a little distance away from DIA, but at least it's a straight shot. At least it's all highway driving. If you had to take an Uber, you know, it's pretty convenient and you don't have to take a lot of back roads. So. And
then if you want to get up into those ski slopes and, you know, go skiing a little bit, the closest one that we're going to be looking at is Loveland Ski. Now this is kind of different because we could talk about Winter Park. Winter Park, you have to go get off of I-70 a little bit. Which one is closer? The most direct access to a ski resort is going to be Loveland Ski, and you're looking at about an hour and a half. Now, take that number and just throw it out the window because most of the time during ski season, you are going to hit that traffic. I would plan on about 2.5 to 3 hour drive from Golden. I mean, unless you go the back, I guess you go the back way along Clear Creek, but still you're going to hit that traffic when you re-merge with I-70. Just know that getting up into the ski mountains during ski season, it's chaos.
Yeah, luckily for Loveland, like it's not like you're going to Breck or Vail or any of like the big 5 mountain, you know, ski slopes, which can very much so get very touristy. At least with Loveland, it is like a nice local place. Like I do feel like it's not as bad as say some of the larger mountains, but it is a beautiful drive. So just buckle down and enjoy it because it's going to take you a while to get up there.
All right, the second thing that we are going to be talking about is that housing market, or what are those median sales prices if you are looking at purchasing a real estate within Golden. So we pull these numbers up. They just updated them. These numbers are as of September of 2024. The median sales price on your overall, so if we're talking about your single family and your attached products lumped into one number, you got a median sales price of $883,000, and that number is up 2.02%. This number is crazy. We started this channel, like 3 years ago?
Yeah.
And I think that number was down to like the 6s or something like that. But we were predicting when we were talking about it, watch out, because pretty soon Golden's numbers are going to hit the same numbers as Boulder. And even though Boulder's numbers, I believe, are closer to 1 million than Golden is. So I think they're like right at 980 something and right around there. Golden is getting up there. Golden is becoming super popular in the same way that Boulder is, where it has this niche spot that a lot of people like to be. You got the school minds, the college over there that a lot of kids take advantage of. So it is like a smaller college town, but when we're talking about that, the feel of Boulder, Golden is definitely still getting that, and that is why these housing prices are going up in the way that they are. Now let's talk about that single family housing price. The single family housing price is $908,000.
That's crazy.
That number is actually down 3.1%.
Okay.
What I've been seeing with these numbers though is I think because of these interest rates, you know, we saw that Fed rate cut in September. There's predicted to be doing another one in November. Yes, that does not directly correlate with our mortgage interest rates, but they do tend to trend with your Fed interest rates. So if they go down, then usually your mortgage rates also go down. I think everyone's waiting. I think everyone's holding on until November. We actually have clients that we are talking to and they're telling us, I think November, I'm really going to get serious about looking. I want to see what happens with the Fed interest rate cut, see if that will take interest rates a little bit lower. And so I think that's why that number is down. Not too many people are purchasing. There's not that much competition, and the prices are going down just slightly.
Now remember, if we do see those interest rates cut, we're going to also see that competition kind of go up. And so we're going to see it's going to be a little harder for those buyers. So that's something that we'll want to jump on quickly. That's something that we're keeping like really, as soon as somebody feels comfortable, we're like, hey, let's go. Because I think at some point when people are starting to see that steadily go down, or they're like, hey, this is kind of what I've been waiting for, then it's going to flood the market a little bit, and we're going to start to see that shift a little bit. And how fast that happens, you never really know. We've seen it happen overnight, and you're like, oh my gosh, like, and things are flying off the market. We've seen it as a steady increase. So I do think a lot of our clients are waiting. We're hearing a lot of that. I don't blame them, but we are going to have to be strategic and kind of just follow those trends and then act quick. So
yeah, exactly. I mean, the market right now, I love this market right now, guys, because we have little to no competition when we are putting offers in. It's amazing. Well, if it comes back to those bidding wars, depending on how low these interest rates go, I'm not expecting them to get into the fours, guys. But I'd say like next summer, we could see low fives. With that, you might see a lot of buyers who are flooding the market. Inventory has been up, but I mean, we'll just see what happens. If they start eating up all that inventory, we're going to have those bidding wars again, which I am not looking forward to, but if it happens, it happens. We know how to negotiate through those. All right, real quick, let's talk about those attached prices. We're talking about your attached products. Median sales price as of September of 2024 is $492,000. That number is actually up 6.58%. So it's crazy to see that how your single family housing is down, and then also your attached is up. So it's cool to see that at least one of the numbers is up. That's probably the biggest driving factor as to why that overall number was up just slightly.
The one thing too to remember is something that I've seen kind of our like suburbs, our surrounding suburbs of Denver doing is we are getting a lot of multifam or different type of products of homes. Whereas before, like some of these suburbs, I mean, even Arvada, right? That's just north of Golden or northeast of Golden, you know, that used to be all like farmland and things like that. And then of course, you know, single family homes, but we are seeing a lot more multifam or like, you know, duplexes,
townhouses, condos, row homes.
Yeah, a lot of those things coming in, and it is becoming, with the interest rates being high, we are seeing that become a very popular product, and so it is really changing for the first time ever, kind of those attached like pricing.
Yep.
All right, the third thing to talk about, and a lot of people, this is kind of a good reputation for Golden and the surrounding areas, is going to be that school system. So this is going to be Jefferson County R1 school system, which has a great reputation. It comes in at an A- according to niche.com. We even looked up a couple of the schools for you, with Mitchell Elementary coming in as A-. We've got Bell Middle at a B+, and then Golden High at an A-. So those are good rated schools. We do see Jefferson kind of take the, there's a couple other ones, but we do see Jefferson having a very steady school system rating, and has for many, many years. Even when we were children, it was one of the best school systems to be in, and it was kind of, it always had that reputation. So that continues to be so, even with people, like flux of people moving in and different things, or like even building and other schools coming into play, we are still seeing Jefferson hold a very high rating when it comes to schools.
And if you guys want to dive in even deeper, what we like to do is tell you guys to go to niche.com, go just type in Jefferson R1, it should pop up, but make sure you go to that map on the left-hand side and really dive in, because there's two parts of Golden when we're talking about Golden. We're talking about your older portion, which surrounds that awesome downtown Golden, and there's more of the southern portion where it's like your Denver West area right there. So check out both the areas, see which one might work for you guys, because that Denver West area, I'll tell you what, there's some houses up on the like near Lookout Mountain that are amazing. We've been to a few of them up there. The view is awesome coming from there, but just make sure you dive in a little bit deeper to see which area you really do like, and then what those schools look like in those areas.
Just to speak on that for a second, being up in the foothills like that, you do need to, a lot of people are like, hey, we want to be in the mountains, but we don't like really want to be in the mountains. They want to take advantage of Colorado, but they're not trying to get deep up in the mountains. Do take in consideration that Golden overall is pretty hilly. And so trying to figure out what that school route looks like is really important. So when you're zooming into that map, really try to find out if you are up in the foothills, you know, what that looks like for commuting, especially during the winter months.
Yep. All right, cool guys. We are going to do a cost comparison between Denver and Golden. And the reason I say that is we're not going to be pulling out utility bills and all that stuff, whatever. What we like to talk about is, okay, here's where Golden's at and here's where Denver's at and here's the numbers. What we like to use is your cost of living index, where 100 is your national average. If it's above that, it's more expensive. And if it's below it, it's cheaper than your national average. And we're going to dive into that first number here in a second. But first, if you guys are looking at purchasing real estate in the Denver metro all the way up to Fort Collins, make sure you give us a call or text. We have assembled the best team to help you out with all your real estate needs. Give us a call or text at that phone number right below. Right over there, we always answer, doesn't matter day or time. But if you're not quite ready to purchase, make sure you do yourself a favor and follow along by smashing that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up, notification bell, that way you're notified every single time that we put out a brand new video. All right, here we go. We're going to talk about this cost of living index number. I'm going to take the notes over here from Chelsea. So first, we're going to talk about Golden and Denver, their overall numbers, and then we'll break them down into subcategories and where those things stand. So overall, we're looking at a 132.7 in Golden, so that is well above your national average. And over in Denver, it's 127.6. And there's one category that I think is really driving this price point up a little bit. Food and groceries. Over in Golden, you're looking at a 104.4, and in Denver, you're looking at a 101.9. So not much more. It was at like 3 points, almost 3 points, right around there. Food and groceries are going to be a little bit more expensive in Golden.
Let me say something about that really quick. So I will say that I do think this is a choice a little bit as well, because you will see on our kind of like foothill type cities a little bit, I call it like crunchy moms, okay?
Like
but
granola.
A little bit more granola. So you are going to see a little bit more organics. You're going to see more like fresh, and people do pay a little bit. They choose to pay a little bit more for groceries. You're going to see more natural grocers. You're going to see more Whole Foods. You're going to see things like that. So I do think there is a lifestyle preference on that. That's kind of playing into that as well.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, definitely. That's a good note right there. All right, we're going to be talking about health. Health, Golden actually took this one where Golden comes in at 83.6 and then Denver comes in at 83.9. Okay, it's not much. It was at 0.6. You know, it's not much cheaper. Colorado, every time we do cover this cost of living, as known for having cheaper healthcare as compared to a lot of these larger cities, these other states surrounding us. And so it's good to know that coming into Colorado for your healthcare, you are going to be paying a little bit less than the national average.
Yeah, the thing about this too is choice. Like, we have a lot of choices in Denver and Golden, and actually a lot of our healthcare kind of falls between Golden and Denver on that west side. We do have big centers on the east side as well, but we have a lot of choices in between that area.
All right, the next one we're going to be talking about, and this is the one I was telling you guys that is probably really changing this number. We're going to be talking about housing. And you might be like, hey, Pete, you just covered the median sales sales price of these houses. This incorporates purchasing and then also renting in Golden, Colorado. That number comes in at a $254, which is insane to see. We told you guys that number to purchase, but then also to rent in Golden. It is going to be a much pricier as compared to the national average, because Denver comes in at a 183.1. Wow. So it's crazy to think that even when we're talking about housing, Golden is going to be much more expensive compared to Denver. The next one that we're going to be covering is utilities. And this one actually impressed me a little bit, because for some reason I thought it was going to be higher than Denver, but it was actually lower. Utilities comes in at 86.8, and then Denver comes in at 96.2. So almost 10 points lower. I was kind of impressed. Usually when we see these outlying Denver metro cities, the utilities are usually more expensive. So it's crazy to see how Golden is a little bit cheaper in regards to utilities. And then the last subcategory we're going to cover is transportation. What is it going to cost for you to insure that vehicle, to get that vehicle worked on for public transportation? Golden comes in at a 113, and then Denver is at a 116.1. So Golden's even a little bit cheaper in regards to transportation as compared to Denver.
All right, something I do want to point out, like, go back and see, it's been a minute since we've covered Golden, which
I think it was October. It was like almost a year ago, I think.
I
something
know,
like that.
which is crazy, because Golden is, I mean, guys, it's stunning.
Yep.
It's got the small town vibes. It's got the mountain town without all of the kind of, you know, inconveniences of a mountain town. Like, it is, you know, the best. But one thing I will take, or that I was just thinking about when Peter was talking about the overall, is Denver used to be at 120.6. What did you say it was now?
For what, for transportation?
No, overall.
Oh, overall it was 127.6.
So it has definitely gone up. We have seen this go up I mean, that's a pretty big jump from like when we started this. I remember being 120 for a long period of time. So I do think that it is becoming just a little bit more expensive. We are seeing a lot of people move into beautiful Colorado, and they are making adjustments, you know, for housing. We're seeing lots of building. We're seeing all these things. So I do suspect that as people, you know, as people keep moving in, it is going to keep growing. Well, it'll be interesting to see how that affects the costs.
Yeah, definitely. And I think I covered this probably in like 4 videos back or something like that, talking about how the Denver population is actually decreasing, but the Denver metro, these cities outlying, are increasing in population. Now, I actually should have put that number down to see what Golden is doing. I'm pretty sure it is on an upward trend, but we're seeing a lot of people who don't want to live in the center of Denver. They want to be on these outlying cities, and that's usually like when we're helping you guys out, where most of you are choosing.
Yeah, and if you are looking for that, you know, one thing we didn't talk, I mean, actually, let's go ahead and jump into the next one, because I think this is kind of like that activities of fun. So let's talk about the 5th thing, and that's going to be all the activities that Golden, I mean, is going to take the top here. So
yeah, the activities in Golden is amazing. I mean, when we were younger in our 20s doing what kids in their 20s do. We used to always go over to Clear Creek, have a blast there. We used to seriously pull up a trailer with a barbecue on the back of it, and then buy a bunch of random floaties and just float down Clear Creek. Now, I'm sure that they probably have something in place where you can't really do that anymore, because with all the snow melt coming down, there's oftentimes like in the towards the beginning of spring, you can't even touch that water because a few people are drowning and stuff. But in the summertime, you should be good to go, whether you want to do kayaking, regular tubing.
They have some swimming areas.
They do have some swimming areas, some like little swimming holes. It's cool. It's like they kind of block it off to where you have a water full of drops into it.
Kayaking, if you're into kayaking. So that was one of the things I was going to say, you know, before we got into this is if you are looking for foothills and you're looking to move into like kind of those little mountain town feels without being in the mountains, you really only have a few choices. And Golden is definitely, Boulder's always been the choice, and Golden is coming in at second. And that's incredible, because we do only have a few in the Denver metro area. And so you're going to live mountain, you're gonna live foothills, you're gonna be hiking, you can bike, you can do anything with the water with Clear Creek, you can, I mean, really anything that you would engage in if you were kind of nestled in those beautiful foothills. Yeah,
it's pretty amazing. And so I already kind of mentioned the paragliding as well too. The paragliding, you're driving to Golden, majority of the time you're gonna see them up there doing their thing. I mentioned how me and Taylor were recording, and they were seriously paragliding right behind us. I'll see if I can maybe throw a B-roll up here soon. What else? So the downtown Golden, they have so many events. They have Buffalo Bill Days there. They have like Golden's in Golden. It's the Golden Retriever thing. I think that's Taylor's favorite one. But they have all these awesome festivals in downtown Golden. And even if they don't have a festival, just hanging out in downtown Golden is an experience in itself.
Okay, not only that. Okay, Lookout Mountain. Let's talk about Lookout Mountain for a second. That is an activity in itself. Whether you want to,
isn't that where Buffalo Bill's grave is or something? Yeah, I've never been. I always drive by it. We go up there to hike, and we're like,
how do locals like not participate in all that things?
Yeah, there's so many things that we didn't do.
But I have seen people, I'm not kidding you, like take a skateboard down this thing. Like I would like go off the damn cliff, and it would not be good. Oh my gosh, you're gonna have to bleep out my cuss word. But anyways, I've seen people bike it, I've seen people walk it, I've seen people run it. People go up there and they like have a date and they look at the beautiful like lights of the city. So Lookout Mountain alone is an activity that people engage in, whether you are super spontaneous or if you're just going up for like a nice view and you just want to sit up there and have like, you know, like dinner or something.
Yeah, of course. And then so White Ranch Park is one of our favorite hiking spots. I'd like to go up there. I will tell you, if you're going in the summertime, watch out for rattlesnakes, because some people almost step on them at times.
We're about to get down. We're like, oh my gosh. Actually, that's not kidding. I like
scared the living crap out of her. Yeah, and so you got to watch out for those rattlesnakes. They are present there. I think we've seen 2 there. Yeah. Something right around there. But they also have horses that are walking along this trail. It goes up above. You see these awesome houses that you're walking right above. It's pretty cool.
If you have dogs, just be aware that there are horses. Our dog is like very afraid of horses.
Like, oh my gosh, big dog.
She did not know what to do with herself. But yeah, I mean, very pet friendly in Golden. So if you have a pet, you're Golden. you're good. You know, very pet friendly. Yep. Walks. People are walking everywhere. Yep. There's the fields down there over by
you're talking about by the school mines,
and there's the parks, those parks right there. I mean, there is a lot, that big open park with open space, lots of really cool things to do with children. I mean, lots of boutiques if you like to shop. They're very support local, so if you're looking for kind of like the more homemade product or maybe even name brand products, you're going to see a lot of that there. What's our favorite place to go? What do you Woody's Pizza.
Well, Woody's Wood Fired Pizza.
Woody's
for
Wood Fired Pizza.
Yeah, they used to have multiple locations, but now they only have the one location in Golden. And something that's not in Golden, but is known worldwide that people do is Red Rocks. It's
Yes.
located in Morrison. It's just south of there.
I mean, 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, if you're
Yeah.
working out, if you're watching a concert, I mean, they got Easter church service there. Like they have all kinds. Red Rocks
Workout.
is amazing. If you've never seen a show at Red Rocks, it'll blow your mind. If you've never watched a concert like that in your life, because you're outdoors, you just have these huge cliffs on each side of you. It's pretty amazing.
Movie on the rocks if you have kiddos. Take
Yep,
your kids
movie on
out
the
there
rocks,
and
yep.
watch a movie. I mean, it is definitely the like outdoor enthusiast dream. I mean, if you're not in Boulder, you might as well be in Golden.
Yep. All right, cool guys. That pretty much brings you everything about Golden. I'm glad that we could cover this for you. If you are looking at purchasing real estate in the state of Colorado, give us a call or text at that phone number right below. Right below it there, we always answer. It doesn't matter date or time. But if you're not quite ready to purchase, do yourself a favor and follow along by smashing that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up, notification bell, that way you're notified every single time they put out a brand new video. Until next time, we love you. Bye.
Bye.